A hireling is one who is hired or one who serves for wages, and like their motive is just they're there strictly to get paid. Like they could care less about, it's all about the money. And we only use that term honestly when it comes to musicians and singers. I said, man, we could have just got somebody from the church and use them instead of bringing this hireling in here. We always do that, and you know what? Because if the church hires somebody to come sweep the floors or clean the toilets, you don't be like, oh, look at them. They brought this hireling here. This hireling, look at him cleaning the toilets. You nasty hireling. We could have used somebody. We could use with our own members to clean the toilet. We never say that. These churches, they have graphic designers working now. They doing social media stuff. They hire people to do that. We don't call them a hireling. But when it comes to musicians, oh Lord, we are hirelings. It's evil. And it's so unfair how we do musicians. And I'm gonna tell you how we do musicians and singers. If your church brings in a musician or singer that does not attend the church from the outside, before you even get to know the person, a lot of us, we have an opinion about them, and we just like, ugh, why'd they have to bring her? Why they just couldn't let my auntie lead worship? They had to bring her. She only here for the money. She's a hireling. You don't even know her. You see what I'm saying? And this is are there musicians and singers whose sole intention is to get paid? They don't care about the ministry. I'm sure there are, yeah. But not everybody is on that. And the only way you can tell is just to give it time. Time will reveal it. You'll know. Check their fruit. You just watch, and over time you'll see, like, okay, or you'll be like, okay, see, this person ain't it. They're just here for the money. You'll see, but it's totally unfair to just judge somebody coming in. There are people that come into churches totally innocent. They were called in to do a job, and people were rolling their eyes at them. You don't like them just because they replaced Brother Johnson. I didn't know Brother Johnson. I didn't fire Brother Johnson. Why you mad at me? Your pastor called me told me to come in. I didn't know. I didn't fire Brother Johnson. Why you mad at me? And that's how we do people when churches bring people in, and it's just totally unfair. And check this out. This is what we do. This is how we do musicians and singers. I noticed this. If a minister from your church, a minister leaves your church, and he gets up and he says, "This will be my last Sunday at the church. God has elevated me, and I am accepting the pastor role at such and such church in Texas." And we'll clap and we'll be like, praise God. God is elevating you. It's your season. Promotion. We use all those words. And then as soon as your musician leaves the church and goes to another church, and they're saying, okay, this is my last Sunday at the church. I'm going to a such and such church in Texas, and it's a big, and we be like, and then we start thinking like, oh, that's a mega church. He just leaving trying to get that money. He's a hireling. It's like, what? Why can't be promotion for me too? You see what I'm saying? That's how we do musicians and singers. The pastor take off on a Sunday. Pastor's not gonna preach on Sunday. The pastor's out somewhere preaching somewhere else. Y'all know what we say? The pastor is on assignment. Don't that sound good? Pastor's not here this Sunday. He's on assignment preaching somewhere out of town. Y'all pray for him, cover him while he out there, while he's on assignment, while he ministers. Pray for her while she ministers out of town. Praise God. Musician misses Sunday, he got a gig. She's singing somewhere. She out there gigging. She's a hireling. You gonna send for hireling? Why do we do that? And we do it all the time, and it's usually only used for musicians and singers. And let me tell you something. when you go to your revivals and you go to your favorite church conferences and all those different things, and you get to see your favorite guest speakers and you see your favorite guest singers and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if you know this, but they didn't get their it might have been free for you to get in, but it costs for them to come there. Let me tell you. Now, does that mean that they're not spiritual? No. Does that mean that they don't have a word? No. But let me tell you, somebody paid something. So yeah, let's not be so quick to just label worship leaders and musicians as money this, money that. And time will tell. Trust me. You'll know. You'll know by their fruit. You'll know, like, okay, they're just here for a check. But you'll know. But give it time. And I'll never forget. I was at my church, and we didn't have a worship leader. And then my dad passed, and I was out, and we brought somebody in. He was not a member of the church. I'm gonna say his name anyways. His name was Curtis Brown. We brought this guy in. He was what some would call a hireling. And he came in, he was not a member of the church, and he was doing worship. And this hireling, what I noticed was this brother was really into the word, man. When Pastor was going, the hireling was, I mean, you could just tell, like, he was receiving what was going on. He was really engaged. And this was a hireling. And then I remember one time I was coming in for rehearsal, and I heard somebody making this loud noise on the mic. And I said, that sound like Curtis. That sound like the hireling. And sure enough, it was the hireling in the prayer service. He had the mic during the prayer service. I'm like, wait a minute. What is he doing here for prayer service? Hirelings don't come to prayer service. Long story short, he ended up joining the church, him and his family. And long story short, I was there. I'm not there anymore. And the hireling is still there. Do you see what I'm saying? So stop. Don't just judge folks just because they're coming. You don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about their heart, their motives. You don't know. So give them time, and time will tell. You'll see. And there are some folks that are like about that money. Like, hey, I'm just here for my money. Hey, I'm not, I don't really care about it. And you'll see it, and you'll be able to tell. But don't just label everybody like, oh, you just some money. You don't know. You don't know where their heart is with God. I feel something right now. And this is my last part. This is kind of going off the subject. There are some musicians and singers. They are about their business. And I used to see people like that, and I would say, like, oh, they're just hirelings, or they're just, all they care about is their money. But what I came to find out after time is, at some point you have to kind of be about your business, because if you're not, you will get taken advantage of big time. You try to just operate on good faith. Okay, I trust you. Okay, cool, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't put stuff in writing, if you're not in, have stuff in order and don't put stuff, folks will take advantage of you. Folks will play you. So a lot of times when you see musicians, like they start asking questions. Okay, well, I need to have this in writing. Okay, well, here's my contract. And you're like, oh, they're so arrogant. Why? That's because they have been played before. And it's not that they're just so money hungry, but they're just making sure that things are done in order and that things are going to be done like they said it was going to be done. Because I can tell you, folks will tell you one thing, and then you go and do what they ask you to do, and then it's a whole other thing when it's done. It's like, well, I changed my mind, or I can't do that any. So now again, there are some people that are just like, it's really not about salvation. I'm not really about God or nothing like that. I want my money. But on the flip side, there are people that love God for real. So again, the moral of the story, that singer, that musician that the church just brought in, give him a shot. Just wait and see. You don't even know them, and you don't like them, and you calling them names. Just give them some time. The truth will come out, but you got to give them some time. And like I say, their real motives, their real heart, it'll come out. It'll come out. But that first day there, you already got attitude. Look at her. Look at her over there. She's a hireling. I can't stand. You don't even know her. Okay? Man, stop doing that to musicians and sing. Why I gotta be a hireling? Why can't I be on assignment too? I want to be on assignment too.